welcome to episode one of our new podcast. I'm your host, B, and I'm joined by my fellow host, myself.
Hi.
Today, we are going to be talking about our top 10 games listed from number 1 to 10. Got anything to say to that, myself?
No, I do not.
Okay, and without any further ado, myself, care to explain the number one and why it is at the number one spot?
Breath of the Wild, since it's like a very big game and it's like you can explore everything and it's a really long game. So, what's your number one?
And number one would probably have to be Team Fortress 2, a timeless classic which still has a strong community. Although I personally haven't been playing for too long, um, all I've just fallen in love with the game because everything's done right. A good story, it's cartoonish,
So
it's just a timeless
you're
classic.
describing it like the Bible.
Right? And at your number two spot, myself?
My number two game would be it would have to be an all-time classic, Bible Adventures. It's like oh my goodness, it's like you like the Bible, you should definitely check out this game. It is adapted from the book, which was adapted from the movie, which was adapted by the Netflix 20-part series. But
Alright. And at my number two spot, oh, this one's been a tough one. I would probably have to say the original Mario Bros. Because it's just a timeless classic. One of the most iconic video themes ever. Alright, myself, what's your number three slot?
uh, my number three spot is Oscar of Time or Ocarina. You know what? It's Oscar of Time now. Oscar of Time has you play as Zelda looking to save the what's the castle called? Oh yeah, the
Do you
uh
mean Link?
no, it's definitely Zelda and you're saving the Mushroom Kingdom from Bowser. And you have a guy named Oscar with you. He, so
Alright.
what's your number three?
Oh, my number three would probably have to be Undertale. Although once again, I've never personally played the game. The characters are done so right. It's a bit of a spin on the open world because it's an RPG open world. We have the neutral route, the completely pacifist route, and the murderous genocide route. Bit art style is just hit the right spot. Alright, myself. See your number four slot.
My number four spot would have to be uh Mario Galaxy, because in this game you have to save Hyrule from Ganondorf, and you have to save Hyrule and Princess Zelda from uh, Hyrule, and it takes place in space. So, like, you know what I mean?
Yep. Right. My number four slot would probably be. I'll take a. Although it is a newer game, albeit one made for alternative purposes, it has its own spin on the visual novel. It's more of a puzzle game, which I like its story is interesting. Got a sick soundtrack. And at number five, what is your number five, myself?
My number five game would have to be the GameCube. It's a classic game. You play as uh, you play as a robot navigating through a house, and you have to clean up. You have like it's like a silver robot, so it's like a little tiny robot.
All right. Well, I would say that my number five uh, would probably be Galaxy, just because it has a good story. Although the mechanics are a little bit slipperier, they're quite smooth.
If it's slippery, then clean off your controller.
I've tried, but it's just too slippery to clean off. And wait, you've come to slot number six. What is your slot number six, myself?
My number six game would have to be Microsoft Word. It's an all-time classic. You get to type out your words. I've used it. I've played it for years. I used it to turn in assignments. It's a very good game. You better check it out.
Yeah, classic indeed. My number six would probably have to be Need for Speed Underground 2. I have played this game and completed it. It is
You
a fun.
you better be
It is,
playing the sequel, Need for Speed Galaxy.
I really want to play it, but I just haven't had the time. But I have completed Need for Speed Underground 2. Its story is good. The mechanics are good with the different terrains, the different power outputs. Oh, at slot number seven, what is game number seven on your list?
Game number seven for me would have to be the iPhone 4, because the iPhone 4 is a classic all-time game. Not wait, it's not number 4, it's number 7. So the iPhone 7 then. The iPhone 7 is a classic. It has no headphone jack, and guess what? It comes in rose gold. What other phone comes in rose gold?
Is a good point. And at number seven for me, probably be Geometry Dash. The entire series. So it is such a simple game, and albeit a ragey game, it has some of the better soundtracks I've heard.
Number 8 is Geometry Dash. I hate geometry, so it's on a low spot for me. I really don't like math, so if you're listening to this math teacher, you need to step up your game. Math is not simple.
I can agree with you on that.
And also,
At
textbook
game,
companies, you also need to do it. Stop naming your textbook Math Made Simple.
we're
It's
at
not
game number
simple.
8. We're at game number 8 or 9. We're on game number 9. What's your game number? Wait, I still haven't done my game number 8. My game number 8 probably be BPM or bullets per minute. It has a good metal soundtrack. It's not as beyond the metal as Doom is. Its gameplay is good with unique and different characters. There's different weapons which change up the gameplay, different stats you can buff to change the gameplay. The only thing that places it so low on the list is the heavy use of royalty-free assets. You would think would make the game quite cheap. No, it's like $35 on Steam.
My number
Anyway,
9
what's your game
game.
number 9?
My number 9 game is Purple. Purple is very dumb. Why is purple so purple? And why are Crayola markers so expensive? They need to step down the game.
Alright. And well, my game number 9 would probably be Among Us. So I haven't personally played it a lot. The only way you can have a reasonable discussion is through Discord, or unless you get very lucky with the rooms. Other than that, it's just absolutely crazy.
And my least favorite game is Chibi Robo Ziplash. That game blows. If I had 10 copies, I'd dump them down the toilet. That game is not a good game. That game needs to go straight down to the toilet. That game needs to be flushed down. That game needs to be shredded up. That game needs to be thrown into the fire pit.
Uh, and my final game on my top 10 list probably be Dead by Daylight. It is a good concept. Its backstories for all of its characters are pretty good. What places it so low on the list has probably got to be just how little the devs care about the community. The community's been suggesting ideas and killers would fix the game. The devs just don't quite listen. And that concludes episode 1 of the podcast. Got next was to say myself.
Next episode coming Monday.
Alright.
So, happy Friday to all of those Friday people.
Have a good day whenever you get around to watching this.
Today's definitely a Friday.
I know today's a Friday, but you know people won't watch this on a Friday. They'll probably watch it any other day of the week, including Friday, so it's good to wish them a good day.
They're saying people aren't gonna watch this?
Oh, they are. It's just they're gonna watch this whenever they can.
Okay. Okay. But well,
Anyway, I've been your host, me, joined by your host, myself, and next month, or Monday, is gonna be episode 2, which is yet to be disclosed. Until then, see you next time.
if you're not watching this, then please leave this video if you're not watching this. So,